Hi everyone. I'm actually here at the park. So I think that there's something with these constructions that are going on right now. For some reason, they are building extra extensions to the subway station. They call it MRT over here. Yeah, and the subway station is actually going to be extended out into another line. Yeah, part of the this park has been fenced off, and yeah, for the last few weeks and also months, not just due to the rain, but due to this fencing off, I couldn't really come into this park. Yeah, from other directions, so I actually had to come here just by my my aunt's place, via my apartment block, which is linked to this park. Yeah, and then okay, I just wanted to make a really quick video because there's about 15 more minutes on this recording, and I don't want to just run over unnecessarily, but I just want to talk a little bit more about something that was on my mind. So I wonder at times, if some of those people who are, holding me, those who actually also struggle with or are struggling with recovery from any form of emotional or narcissistic abuse, whether um, they actually were dealing with the particular emotion of guilt, yeah, that remains even after the relationship has ended. So what do I mean by guilt? I mean, I know that in all honesty, we didn't do anything bad to the narcissist. They were the ones to blame for everything, but why do we feel the kind of guilt towards them? Part of it actually has to do with us being very empathetic. We think that we are responsible somehow for the healing and the recovery of others. So because of this sense of responsibility for other people, the feeling that we need to make them happy, we end up feeling guilty. Yeah, I know. We end up feeling guilty that we are now not able to help them heal and recover simply because either we have to discard them, or if not, simply because they discarded us. So I know it sounds crazy, but to those who have been through this, I believe that you all might find this really, really familiar. I went through this for a period of a few months after I was discarded years ago, and that I mean it's 7 years ago, but I can still kind of remember that. I don't feel the kind of pain. I don't feel any kind of negative impact anymore. Not after therapy and counseling, but I remember very well that when I was just trying to recover for the first few months, trying to regroup myself, my life, everything. The strange thing was this. I actually had this very silly thought in my mind, asking, but what if they or him or her, whatever, like whatever those people, what if they need me to be around, to help them to recover? This is so ridiculous. I thought that I was responsible to help them get to a better place. And this is the whole thing about us empaths. We end up having our trauma from maybe from childhood, or if not from childhood, even from adulthood, where we think that it's just part of our nature. We believe that we can make the world a better place. Literally, the Michael Jackson song, heal the world, the world, make it a better place. But we just think that it's our responsibility, and then even when we become the victims, we get hurt, we still try to understand why someone is doing it to us. It doesn't make sense to me from a logical point of view, but for us empaths, or even if we are codependent, we end up thinking like that, and then we just think, oh, we need to be around even after they have abused us and discarded us. And I was thinking like that as well. So of course, at the point in time when I started thinking like that, there was a strange voice inside my head saying, "Stop! Why are you thinking like that?" Okay. I recently just thought about this, especially after my choking yeah, my choking incident back on last week on Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday night. So this kind of thing, like any form of trauma, like physical, medical trauma, can lead to this kind of a strange triggering of the memories of the abuse and everything. And that one part I was telling you all, that there was one particular narcissist in my life who had a love for strangling people. I don't know, he would just say, oh, it's just for fun, I'm just doing all this wrestling. No, you're not grappling people, you're really pretending and simulation of the whole experience of either strangling someone or someone trying to strangle you. And then you're telling me that is actually just for fun. For crying out loud, it's not fun, okay? I mean, yes, that's never happened to me before, but I think that if there were other people involved, like like women or whoever, or even men or whatever, people who are victims to that particular narcissist, I would be thinking that what, they'll be at a higher risk in their later part of their lives, because medically, it's proven that if you have ever been strangled before, strangulated or strangled before by someone, the risk of you developing stroke in the later years of your life are probably 2 or 3 times as higher than not having been through that. And okay, just to go back to the whole thing about the guilt. The whole thing about this, and remembering what went through then, like 6 or 7 years ago, with all this. Once you meet one narcissist, they all come in packs. They hunt in packs. And at the times when we actually think, oh, we are responsible for their healing, but I mean, the truth is this: we are simply responsible for nobody's healing except our own healing. Okay, no one else but our own healing. So what's stopping us from healing ourselves? You mean the narcissist or whoever's abusing you? It doesn't make sense. Okay, and I just came at this whole thing. Are they stopping us from actually living our lives the way we want to? Like whether out of guilt or fear. The strange thing is this. I remember that when I was with one former narcissist in my life, there was this one. There's only one particular narcissist who was just crazy, saying that I wasn't very interested in my fitness or my bodybuilding stuff, and then therefore, in the 3 months we talk, it was noticed that I would only talk about bodybuilding and fitness twice, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. It was an attempt to to basically shift and put the blame on me, saying that I'm very disinterested, all stuff like that. It's just weird. It's really really weird. But part of this whole guilt that lingered after that discard and everything, just made me realize, it persisted into my whole fear, even when I, last year or the year before last, when I signed for all these bodybuilding competitions, I was so fearful. It's like, what about all these people? A whole bunch of them come to the competition and created havoc and everything. Of course, it didn't happen. All these so-called fears never happened. It was just me thinking too much. Okay. And I mean, the fear aside, which I talk about, because it's one of the effects that a narcissist have of you, even have had on you, and will still have until even after the the discard. I mean, at least until you recover. So the whole thing is also the guilt. The guilt is like, it stops you from wanting to do things that you really want to do. I remember, it's so ridiculous. I temporary staff of things like, I have interest like listening to K-pop music, Korean pop music, Korean movies and everything. But yeah, can you remember during that point of time, I virtually didn't, like when I was with the ex-former narcissist and all these other flying monkeys and everything in my life, it's just like I have had to actually just act as if they don't really matter, these kind of things that I was interested in. And then they were like, disparaging my interest in disparaging Koreans and Korean culture. I suggest that they should just take a hike now. But okay, to go back to the whole thing about the guilt, because I'm running low on storage and time. It just goes back to this one thing: how long are we going to actually let our guilt, the sense that the kind of wrong-headed or misplaced sense of responsibility towards or for the narcissist and all the other people, including the flying monkeys, how long more are we going to let it actually hinder us from living the life we want? Okay, it's like enough is enough. Okay, that is what I came to. So like, okay, just one thing that I think that we all should do. Okay, what I recommend doing is to really just take some time, find a space. Even if it's not like a space, it can be a corner of the bus, just somewhere is quiet where nobody is going to disturb you. Place your hand on your heart and then tell yourself this one mantra. This mantra I have been repeating it to myself, especially after the choking incident this one day. It's so ridiculous, but that I had to have a so-called like a near-death experience to sort of like trigger me to decide on this. And my voice is not actually really sounding very good right now. I mean, it might sound normal, but I still have a bit of bruising in my voice box muscles, and yeah, I'm not supposed to shout. So the thing is this: place your hand on your your heart and tell yourself repeatedly this one mantra. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to live the best life I want to. I give myself permission to live the best life I want to, which I deserve. Okay? So, and if you want to even add some more things, like I give myself the permission to live the best life I want to, which I deserve, without the influence and obstruction of others. Okay? Without the obstruction of others. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'll just make some other videos when I have time. Anyway, I'm just trying to soak in the last bits of this this evening. The sun has probably set right now, as you all can tell. Yeah, it's really fast, but but this is the last bit of the wind, and before it really turns dark, and I have to go and run some errands, like shopping for some groceries and mailing some stuff, yeah, such as the things I'm selling off online, the second-hand stuff like books. But I hope everyone is able to just think about this and remind yourself, enough is enough. We deserve a life that we want, not what a narcissist wants for us. Okay, so have a good day and a good week ahead. Okay, see y'all, bye bye.